Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we have another episode of my recap series where I go through everything that I've tested and learned in 2024 and give you in a nutshell the best and also the worst. So I have here 10 fragrances and 2 honorable mentions that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. Now starting the list would be an almost honorable mention, but I calculated the time, the limited times that I had this fragrance and how much I used it. It's definitely one of the most used fragrances. Number 10, we have Gabrielle Lo. You may say this is not a dent. For me, this is definitely a big dent for the limited times that I had this fragrance. So I got this one, it was the end of summer, and it is definitely a very, very summery fragrance. So this is not a scent profile that you would wear in other occasions or other time. And also remember, I have a big collection and I'm testing a lot of fragrances. And as I mentioned before, in my work, I had a colleague that suffered from migraines and was very sensitive to smells. So I could not wear fragrances to work. It was only in the days where she was not there. So number 10 is Gabrielle Lo. This is a new release and I already did a review on it. You will find it in the description down below. And this is the most elegant, fresh, floral fragrance you can imagine. One of the best releases of 2024. So spoiler alert, if you didn't see that video, this is definitely one of the best. The only issue with it is the longevity, because it's very, very, very bad in performance. Like, it is even lighter than an eau de toilette. But the scent itself is absolutely beautiful, and I'm not going to lie, this is a fragrance that I would repurchase. I love Chanel and I love the aesthetic of Chanel when it comes to fragrances. I usually wore this one in the morning, so when I was getting ready for the day, and it just uplifts my mood, my outfit, everything. It made me feel put together. And I didn't mind the longevity, to be honest. With number 9, we have Van Cleef & Arpels Orchidée Vanille. This is not a fragrance that I have for a long time in my fragrance collection. And it is a chocolatey vanilla fragrance, very in the style of Spiritus Double Vanille. They are not similar fragrances, but they give me the same vibe. So in the occasions where I wear Spiritus Double Vanille, I also wear this one. And this is actually one of the fragrances that I could wear for the office because it is very light, very, very light experience. And I used very little, so I could, smell myself when I do like that, and I smell myself, but I didn't bother anyone. It's one of the best vanillas that I absolutely love, especially now. Like when you want to feel cozy, I tend to go for these fragrances, and also gourmand fragrances during winter when I want to have this cozy feeling. Now, as I said, it's very similar to Spiritus Double Vanille, so it was not a surprise that Spiritus Double Vanille is one of my favorite fragrances. It's my favorite vanilla fragrance, and you can see the dent. And it's also a fragrance that I don't have like for years and years. So this dent says a lot, actually. It is an extremely elegant vanilla with pink pepper with some smoky touch. Like Guerlain makes the perfect vanilla, everyone knows it, and this is just the best. This year Acro released Glow, which is quite similar to Spiritus Double Vanille. I have a comparison video on it, you will find it in the description down below. And I am going to say to you, my Vlogmas, which I am currently doing on my channel, I tested a new fragrance called Encore Enfant. Sorry for the pronunciation, I will leave the name here. It's from Infiniment Coty. It was released this year and it is quite similar to Spiritus Double Vanille, but I dare to say it's better. I still have to test it more, but it's extremely promising. Anyway, returning to this one, Spiritus Double Vanille is like love at first sniff for me. I smelled this fragrance and I was in love totally. I knew it had to be in my collection. And the same goes also for the ones I've tested recently. On number 7, we have La Danza delle Libellule. And this is a fragrance that I usually wear now in autumn, winter, especially for my son's birthday. It has a beautiful apple note, it has vanilla and some caramel. It is a gourmand, but a perfumey gourmand. So it's not a true gourmand, not like something you would eat. This is more perfumey, which is more in line with what I like. It is just so beautiful, so beautiful. The vanilla, the apple note, everything about this fragrance is 10 out of 10. I have tested this year the extrait version, which I prefer. I definitely prefer the extrait. It is more expensive, but it is more also long lasting, and I like it more because it is a little bit more gourmand, like slightly more gourmand on the extrait side. So, but also this one is great fragrance that I love, and it is my favorite from Nobile 1942. This brand is an Italian brand that I have discovered and I am quite impressed with. Moving to number 6, and number 6 is of course my Burberry Goddess. This is a vanilla fragrance, again mixed with lavender, and it's extremely elegant. I have talked about this fragrance so much. It is quite simple. It's vanilla, lavender, and some ginger. I know there's a little bit of cacao in the notes. I don't get it really. It's mostly for me vanilla with lavender, especially in the beginning. In the dry down, I get a bit more of the ginger, but still a very simple vanilla fragrance. It has 3 types of vanilla, and it's sweet, but there is something about it that makes it extremely elegant and a compliment magnet. I have few fragrances that I constantly get complimented on, and this is one of them. The only issue is the longevity. So I was a little bit disappointed when they came out with the intense version because they added patchouli. And if I remember correctly, it's not mentioned on Fragrantica, but I think they added something like fir note or something like that, like a balsamic fir note. I'm not sure, but anyway, the intense I would not recommend, although some people like it. For me, it was ruined, totally ruined with the patchouli note. Still, this is my love, and I hope as other vanilla fragrances it will get stronger with time. Let's cross our fingers, but even if it doesn't, it is still a gorgeous scent that I absolutely love and highly recommend. Next fragrance, you can see there is a shift. Now we are going towards spring and summer. The next one is Chance au Tendre. This is one of my favorite spring fragrances. It's girly, it's a musky floral. It's always between this one and Dior Blooming Bouquet that I usually wear during spring. Actually, I rarely wore the Dior one this year. I was always gravitating toward Au Tendre. It is fruity, a little bit fruity. It's floral, it has a musky base, and it is an elegant girly fragrance. So versatile, and I love also to wear this one in the morning as like a first scent of the day. And I don't mind the longevity. This is Eau de Toilette, by the way. I have actually a video dedicated to this fragrance and all the similar fragrances that have the same vibe. So if this one is too expensive, I have affordable options. I will leave also that video in the description down below. Next one is not a surprise because it's my go-to summer fragrance, and every single year it's always in the list. This is Mandarin Basilic from Guerlain. You can see where the dent is. This is 120 ml, by the way. I love this scent. It is a fresh, citrusy, aromatic. There is basil, there is mandarin, and it smells invigorating, fresh, and so beautiful. As someone who loves citruses, I can't live without this one. This is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. So a staple for summer. Like if I have to choose one fragrance for summer, it's always this one. Always Mandarin Basilic. There are some competitors, but always Mandarin Basilic wins the battle because it is so refreshing. Like when you first spray it when it's hot outside, it just makes something. It makes me feel fresh. And I love it. A very surprising fragrance for this year, not because I don't like the scent, but because I used it more than Mandarin Basilic, is Chance au Vif. This is so beautiful. It's musky, it's citrusy, it has this blood orange note in the beginning that is so bright and beautiful. It's almost zingy, almost like a little bit like ginger-like in the beginning. There's no ginger in the notes, but it has this bright, zingy opening that I love, 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 love. And again, an elegant citrusy fragrance. Chanel always does it. Even with the most simple scent profiles, they always manage to create a very elegant fragrance, and this is not an exception. I love this one, and it's my favorite Chance fragrance. Now let's get to the two that are on the top of my list. And as every year, the fragrances that I use the most are the ones that I use after the shower. First one is Azzaro, Mademoiselle. No, this is the Mademoiselle. And this I decluttered, and I decided not to sell it because it's a very, very affordable fragrance. Then I thought, why not use it for after the shower? So I just put it in the bathroom, and I decided if I'm not using this fragrance, it's going to be decluttered, like I'm going to gift it to someone. If I am going to use it, then so be it. Not surprisingly, I used it a lot, especially during winter, because the citruses, which I usually use after the shower, just are not very suitable for winter, but still I want something fresh. So this just hits the spot for me, and I almost finished. Yeah, it's half gone. I may repurchase this fragrance to use it after the shower. It's a floral, it's pink, it's girly, it's flirtatious, but very, very musky and fresh, which is just perfection for me. Now my number one fragrance, I believe it was the number one last year, is Fleur de Thé from Karl Lagerfeld. This one is almost gone. This is for me the after the shower scent during summer. It's very, very fresh. And I don't know why I am very specific when it comes to after the shower fragrances. So I can use Mandarin Basilic, I can use other fragrances, and I don't, not because they are expensive. It's mostly, yeah, it is partially also because of that, but because, I don't know, I want something very musky when it comes to after the shower scent, and that doesn't have a good performance, because I don't want to smell like that fragrance for the rest of the day. It's just something to complement my, like, the feeling of cleanliness that I want to feel, and this just hits the spot for me. It's fresh, it's tea-like, it's musky, and it smells clean, and it is refreshing also. So the perfect after the shower scent for summer. Am I going to repurchase this one? I'm not sure. I tend to use different fragrance every time, so I can say if I would or would not repurchase this fragrance. Very, very affordable. So if I didn't find anything like that can replace this one, I will definitely get another bottle of it, because as you can see, yeah, it's well loved and well used. Now the two honorable mentions are two decants, and this is why I just put them an honorable mention. I usually forget about decants, so I have a huge collection of samples and decants and travel size fragrances you can't imagine, and like, it's out of control. I really need also to organize and purge this section of my wardrobe. So if I search for a decant, that is already an indication that I like the fragrance. And the two fragrances that I found myself always searching for and using actually during, I would say, yeah, during summer, spring this year, was Valaya from Parfum de Marly and Eau Feminin from M. Calef. Actually, Eau Feminin is on my wish list because I really, really like it too. These two fragrances actually have the same purpose, let's say, in my mind. So they are orange blossom. They are different, but they both are orange blossom fragrances. They are very feminine, very bright and fresh. I do prefer Eau Feminin to Valaya. Valaya is just a little bit too synthetic for me, but I like this freshness, syntheticness about it during summer. That just hits the spot. While Eau Feminin is a little bit more of a special occasion during summer kind of situation. But I have to say, Valaya again is a compliment magnet. Although it's for me quite synthetic and not a scent profile that a lot of, I would say, not like typical for a lot of people. I was complimented many times on this fragrance, which says a lot. I guess if Valaya was a designer fragrance or not so expensive, I would have bought it. Like, it is nice scent that I like enough to have a full bottle of, but this scent profile for that price tag, no, I don't like very much. So unless I find Valaya on a great, like I mean great deal, or maybe secondhand, someone is selling a full bottle with half price or even less, yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't say that is a fragrance that I would purchase. I love the bottle also, like this frosted white bottle. I like very much. I have to admit, Parfum de Marly fragrances, like bottles, are beautiful. Even just putting them on display is like a decoration in itself. So yeah, Valaya and Eau Feminine are the two fragrances that I used from my decants. And these were the fragrances that I used the most during 2024. Please tell me in the comments down below, what is your most used fragrance or scent profile this year? Looking forward to see your comment. For more episodes of this series, check the description down below. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful, and if you did, I will highly appreciate it if you give this video some love and give it a thumb up. That will tell me that you really enjoy this content, and I know that I need to create more of these videos, and it also will help me a lot on YouTube. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.